What's going on, Gemini? How are you doing? Hope you're doing super well. This is the Autistic Mystic, and this is going to be a reading for mid-October 2022. So, in this reading, Gemini, we're going to take a look at your past, present, and future energies as it pertains to mid-October 2022. But before we begin this reading, I would like to, as always, Gemini, let you know that you are very welcome here in this space with me as we go through this reading. I really do appreciate you in advance for taking the time to check this reading out. Now, if this general reading happens to resonate with you, Gemini, definitely smash that like button, subscribe down below if you have not already for future updates. That would also be greatly appreciated over here. As well, if you're on Instagram, Gemini, be sure to go follow me on Instagram. The link is in the description box below for my official account. Cheers to you if I see you over there. But without further ado, I'm going to pull the energy. We'll see what it is that would like to come through for you for mid-October 2022, Gemini. As always, I would like to thank the angels, the interdimensional beings, and the spirit guides who are overseeing this act of divination for the sign of Gemini. Okay. All right, Gemini, let's lay out these cards and see what is going on here for you. Okay, Gemini, very interesting energy coming through for you for mid-October 2022. Let's go ahead and start off with your opportunity here. Your opportunity for mid-October is the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is someone who's very independent and self-sufficient. So some of you might be trying to start your own side hustle or expand the way that you make money. I'm getting also that it's about self-reliance for you. Realizing that you do come into this world alone, and people generally are only out, if we're being like a little bit of a realist, people are generally out for their own best interest, and as much whatever they say on the surface, you need to realize that everyone's in it for themselves. And so the Nine of Pentacles here in your opportunity, I feel like there's someone around you who could be trying to use you a little bit. This could be your boss at work who you're a little bit attached to. It's almost like you need to become self-reliant and like spot who's for my best, who's just telling me something that's good for me, and maybe who is actually wanting something good for me. But it's about like, don't believe that someone's going to promote you, or like you need to be self-reliant. Does that make sense? That's at least the opportunity, okay? Because there is something sketchy socially going on. All right, and then you have your challenge is the Seven of Cups. So there's a big decision that you need to make. It's a challenging decision. With every decision in your life, there's a pro and a con. And so there's something about like not being afraid of consequences. This is very coming through powerfully, Gemini, for mid-October. You need to like be aware of what the potential consequences are for making a big decision in your life, and then just accept them. There's something about that, like just being very, like there's something about being a realist instead of like idealizing. Like it's very, I'm getting this, Gemini, it could be dangerous for you to just see what you want to see rather than the reality of what's going on, especially as it pertains to a social situation. For some of you, this is going to be with a lover. For others of you, this is more so with your career and people that you involve yourself with your career. All right, it's very important for you to understand. We're going to clarify it in a second, because there's a big decision you have to make about your own independence, is what I can tell you. And how can you become more independent without completely isolating yourself? All right, so I don't know, let's go to your overall general, or excuse me, not, this is a new style of reading. This is the recent past as it pertains to mid-October, the recent past. You have the Three of Cups, the Five of Swords, and you also have the Star. Okay, so what I'm getting from this is that there's some sort of social interaction you had. This could be with a soulmate or someone you perceive to be part of your soul family, your literal family, or someone you're very close with. Someone was up to no good. It kind of is reminiscent of your reading for October when I was like kind of out, if you're a returning viewer. I just get some sort of drama when it comes to social interaction. And that's going to be your challenge, is a choice that you have to make about that drama. Someone here, once again, the reason why your opportunity is the Nine of Pentacles, Gemini, could have to do with money, but it's your emotions and then how that emotional actually relates to your money. Hold on. There's someone here who does not have your best interest in hand. Like, I'm seriously talking about that. And they're almost wearing this mask like they do. So the Star is here. Okay, the Star card, Gemini here, it's like, do you feel worthy of your own success, or do you need to be attached to someone, or just to make yourself feel comfortable? There's some sort of healing experience if you can call someone out. I'm going to be honest, like the whole energy of this reading, Gemini, you must call someone out. This could also be a third-party situation in love. If you feel like the person you're committed to in love is flirting with someone else, there could be a healing experience that you have, just like admitting the reality of something, where like just accepting it as well. Like, I don't know who needs to hear this, but it's like, if you're committed to a partner and they're always going to be flirting with other people, maybe you just need to accept that consequence. And you're like, listen, if I'm going to be, I love this person. If I'm going to be with them, they're going to continuously flirt with other people. I just have to accept that as a consequence, rather than being in resistance your whole life about it. Okay, that's just for some of you. That's not for all of you. Mainly, the energy of this reading is you don't want to look at the reality. You don't want to be a realist, because it's very painful for you to do so, because you may realize that your entire situation in the recent past, even extended past, has been built on it's been built on this foundation where you're like, I don't want to look at the reality of the foundation. And the reality is something social or related to your money. Or romantic. But it's all connected. It seems like it's all connected. I don't know why, like, I can't, it's like sometimes the readings with you, Gemini, it's like all connected. Like the way that you emotionally relate to others has like a very like immediate effect on your finances or something. I don't know. All right, and then the present moment energies for you in mid-October, you have the Justice card, you have the Two of Swords, and you also have the Four of Pentacles here. So there's something about karma coming into your reality that you may not want to look at in the present moment. You know, there's something about, once again, you pulling your energy back, you going your own way, you being a little bit more self-reliant, and being open about it as well. Or like, once again, you know, this energy is very much, it's your opportunity, the Nine of Pentacles here, you have the Four of Pentacles. There's something you need to do here in order to restore justice into your life. And the justice, I feel, has to do with this situation. You could feel a little bit betrayed by someone, and instead of giving someone the benefit of the doubt, Gemini, and being like, oh, well, you know, they're only operating from their level of consciousness and like all that shit, you need to be like a realist right now and be like, no, like, I'm telling you, there's something you're trying to do every possible thing to like look at this from a spiritual perspective and not rain on your parade. But I'm going to be on, like, we're going to have to clarify what this is about, but in the present moment, the Justice card, the Two of Swords, and the Four of Pentacles, that's like reality is, it's not very, it's just a little sharp and it's just annoying. I mean, yeah, I feel like you might be annoyed in the present moment. It's like, you could either still live a lie, or you can go into the realism, and whichever way, if you live in the lie, you believe in the lie, or you go into the realism, it's like you're fucked either way, what you do here. So, it's, once again, I mean, that's why the challenge is the Seven of Cups, right? So, then let's move on to the future, the immediate future as it pertains to mid-October. You have the Four of Swords, you have the High Priestess, and you also have the Three of Pentacles here, Gemini. So, there is definitely an opportunity for healing. You know, I'm going to be honest, like, I'm not one of those people who are like, oh, just like, you know, this person burned you one time, and then screw them, or like this energy that's around you that is deceptive. There could be, for some of you, an opportunity to heal this and then move in a new direction with this person. But you have to then, like, not forget about what happened. For some of you, I do feel you're going to go in a totally new direction, right? With this energy being the Nine of Pentacles here, self-reliance, you start to learn a new skill, or you start to develop your own, I'm going to be honest, like something happens, or something happened, and it's continuing to drip into the present moment now, where you realize I cannot rely on this situation to the extent that I have been. And once you realize that, the direction of healing for the most of you is going to be in a new collaborative direction with new people. And you're going to do this with the idea of your own self-interest in mind. So I'm going to be honest with you, the Justice, oh my God. The reason the Justice card and the Two of Swords is here in the present moment is because, this is really weird, Gemini. This is really weird. You're starting to have a download or a realization that someone came into my life basically as an opportunist for their own best interest. And instead of moralizing it and being upset about it and being like, they're going to hell, they're an evil person, you have to realize the reality is that every single human being is doing that. And just because you had awareness that, oh my God, this has happened to me, I don't like that. It's like a lot of you are a little bit naive. And to be honest, now you have to take that lesson of like people are only out for themselves. And I'm not saying you have to create this cold world where everyone's out for themselves and there can be no love, there can be no connection. No, but it's almost like it's a more mature thing. Like this is very crucial for you to understand, Gemini. This is one of the weirdest readings ever. Or not really actually at all. It's pretty practical. But what I'm trying to say is that like, okay, with this energy in the recent past, right? There was someone who's deceptive. Three of Cups, Five of Swords. They were not honest about how they were using you. They were not honest about how they were benefiting from you giving your energy to them. Now, if you can internalize that and if you can integrate that lesson, what you are now going to be doing is moving in a new direction where everyone is upfront about how they are benefiting from each other. And instead of it being this weird emotional thing where it's like, oh, we're like soulmates and like, or like, oh, like it's built on lies, it's going to be honesty. It's going to be like embracing like, does this make sense? I know this is like, you know, all right, let's go ahead and clarify this reading and get into it. So let's go ahead and see why the Nine of Pentacles is here in your opportunity. Why is the Nine of Pentacles here in your opportunity for mid-October 2022, Gemini? Why is the Nine of Pentacles here in your opportunity for mid-October, Gemini? Okay. Yeah, we have the Tower, the King of Wands, and also the Ace of Wands here in your opportunity. So this is an opportunity for you to blow something up and move in some sort of more authentic direction. You know, the King of Wands asks you, you know, do you have the courage to go your own way, be self-reliant, and act on the own dictates that you're getting? Because the biggest thing is there's a karmic thing that you don't want to look at. And if you were to honestly assess it and look at, oh, this people didn't have my best interest in hand, they told me something that wasn't true, or you realized an aspect of human nature that people are in it for themselves, then you can channel that energy into something new and you can be yourself and you can create a new endeavor that's actually more beneficial to you rather than you being a pawn in someone else's system. There's something about you being a pawn in someone else's system. And even if you feel like there's something here, Gemini, okay, like let me give you like an example to illustrate this. Like when I first got into the whole spiritual game, there was someone that I basically like worked for, and I thought that like, oh, this person has my best interest in hand, or like I was a little bit naive and I was like, oh, like I have to trust their words. You know, people promising you things that never happen, or like all I can tell you is that there needs to be a movement towards your own, like, this is a radical energy. Like, with this opportunity, this is radical, bro. Like, this is radical. Like, Tower, King of Wands, Ace of Wands. Do you trust yourself to be authentic? Okay, what does this mean? The Ace of Wands is inspiration coming to you from pain. The Tower, that causes you Nine of Pentacles to go your own way. What this means is that it doesn't, like, there's something about your subconscious mind. You don't want to be a bad person to call this out, but this is what true art comes from. So the Ace of Wands in your opportunity is like, do you feel mad? Express that. Do you feel betrayed? Express that. Do you feel happy that you found something out? Express that. All that this is asking you to do is be real. Don't try to gloss it over. Oh, they're acting from their consciousness. No, not right now. Okay? So let's move on. Let's go ahead and see why the Seven of Cups is here in your challenge, Gemini. Why is the Seven of Cups here in your challenge for mid-October? Some of you might have to like release trauma or something. Hold on. Hold on. All right, the Seven of Cups in your challenge, Gemini, is clarified by the Queen of Swords, the Page of Pentacles, and also the Death card here. Yeah, I mean, so what this is, it's like, all I can say is there's a very tough decision you have to make. And I'm telling you that the decision that you make that's going to be in alignment for you is going to be more cutthroat. And I'm very, very hesitant to say this, especially about the general readings. Because I know, Spirit, I know what you're saying to me. But what I'm saying to you is that whatever decision seems like you're the bad guy is what you actually have to do. Especially when it comes to you standing in your own integrity, right? Because there's going to be something... there's this like spider web of your life that you are like, you don't even know how deep this web goes. Because there's something about if you were to admit to yourself about what's actually happening, you're going to be pissed off. All right. I mean, it's the same thing about like, you know, let's get super esoteric, let's get conspiracy, whatever. It's like the moment that I realized that, oh, I was being stuffed into a matrix, my mind was being controlled, every thought that I had that I thought was my own, it's completely garbage. Like, you're going to get pissed off when you realize the effort that goes into keeping you stuck in a spider's web. So whatever you need to do to break out of the spider's web is what you need to do. And I feel like it does have to go with moving in a new direction. There's something about your work, moving in a new direction with your work. There's something about also a lesson about not combining your friends and business. I'm going to be honest with you, Gemini, because the Five of Swords, the Three of Cups here with this work energy, there's something about keeping business strictly business and keeping friends completely friends. All right? This is, some of you really need to hear this right now. It's like going into business with your tribe or your family, it can very cause trouble. So it might benefit you to go into business with people or to keep your career separate from your friends, right? Like some of the purest relationships I have are with friends that, you know, some of them are like, they're coming to me and they're like, oh, like, let's go in a bit, like, let me help you with the autistic mystic. Like I can do this for you. And I'm like, bro, like, I don't want to like ruin the purity of our friendship. Cause I've seen how it goes. Like I've seen my father do this. My father had his own construction business and he partnered with this guy, or he even tried to get a job from like my other family members, and it just never works out. It just never works out. I mean, it could, but I'm just telling you there's risks. All right. So let's keep going. Let's go ahead and get to your, goddamn, I need to hurry this up. All right. Let's see the Justice card in the present moment. All right. What is this? What justice, what positive force is coming your way if you allow it to? What is this Justice card? I mean, go watch your reading. If this is the first time on this channel, go watch the reading from October. All right. It's very related. You're still on this. You're still dealing with it. Why is the Justice card here in the present moment for you for mid-October, Gemini? All right, the Justice card is clarified by the Ten of Pentacles, the Sun, and also the Page of Swords here. All right, so I do feel like there's an opportunity for you to let success land. You know, the Sun card here is definitely like, do you feel worthy of success and to expand your comfort zone here? Because there's something about, like, you see how the Page of Swords is about getting more information about some sort of end goal that you have. You know, there's something about like a new financial direction or a new element or a new way. Some of you are not going to be completely changing your career, but the way that you're going to go into your career is going to be very different. And there's something about like letting a new system land. And the new system that I'm talking about is very related to these deep realizations about being realist and being aware of how people are using you. Like, people are an opportunist with you. So you need to, like, instead of moralizing and railing against the evilness of humanity, you need to accept human nature. And when you accept human nature, you need to then strategize from that point. But a lot of you here, I'm telling you, there's something in your subconscious mind or something, or there's something about, like, you not, like, hating it. And I hate it. Trust me, I'm the worst person who hates it. Do you realize how naive I was as a child? Like, being, like, a starseer, like a light worker, someone here who's here to help raise the frequency of the planet. It's like if I didn't realize certain things about human nature, about how everyone's kind of out for themselves, and you need to accept that rather than say, no, I'll just find someone who's actually has my benefit. It's like, I've been walked all over my whole life. Stepped on. Deceived. And it's like, that kept happening as long as I was like, no, everyone's a light worker. It's like, no, we all are animals. Even, okay, no. Besides me, I'm just the crystal child, right? Yeah. Alright, some of you are going to be like, bro, what is this guy on? Breathing in that good prana. That's what I'm on. Alright. Alright, let's get some future. What I want to understand about your future, so that, remember, in the future, you're the Four of Swords, the High Priestess, and the Three of Pentacles, right? So let's go ahead and see what this is about in your future, because there's some sort of new thing that you're going into with your work, all right? Why is the Three of Pentacles here in your future, your immediate future, branching off of mid-October? Immediate future, why is the Three of Pentacles here? Three of Pentacles clarified with the Two of Wands, the Four of Swords, and also the Moon card here. Yeah, a lot of you, like, there's something about of you not really knowing exactly where the future is going. But what you need to do is digest what is happening right now. So you have the Moon and you also have the High Priestess here. That's, being comfortable with the unknown, being comfortable with what is the universe trying to teach me at this moment. And based off the knowledge that you now have because of this weird situation that you got going on, you have an opportunity to maybe take a risk in a new direction. Nothing ever good comes from usually not taking a risk. So there's definitely a new direction that you're going to go in. It's healing. If you don't know exactly where your life is going right now, Gemini, especially because of these realizations, it's okay. I would say sit with this, but whatever it is that, like, angers you, or there's something you need to do to transmute this energy, and it has to do with, like, acceptance instead of, like, trying to find a spiritual way to avoid this. All right. So I know this is not an easy reading, but this is what I got for you. I hope that you enjoyed this reading. I'll talk to you next time, Gemini. This is the Autistic Mystic. Peace.